We're here in the supermarket with some mothers and their children who are interested in shopping for home-cooked meals. I'm going to start by asking them a very important question. What's one of the most important things for you when shopping for your family at the grocery store?
One of the most important things for me, being as though I have little ones like this one right here, is cost. Freshness, the quality of the foods is very important, and the nutrition value and the foods that my children like to eat, those would be the things that I would say are the most important to me.
Leah, what do you care about? What's most important to you?
That I get a nutritious meal and that I have healthy veggies on the table.
What about you?
The most important things when I'm shopping for my family are taste and nutrition.
And you?
I like to look for ethnic food. I look for Hispanic food at low cost.
And you?
What's important to me is that I try to find things that are nutritious, which I don't always do, and trying to learn what things to choose better and quick, because I work a lot.
Okay, well, great. We're going to keep those three things in mind. Your family's health, your food budget, and tasty foods your family will enjoy. Let's get started. Nutrient-rich is a term we're going to use a lot today to describe foods that protect us from several diet-related diseases like cancer, heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. While we're always looking for the lowest prices we can find, in other words, the money value, we need to balance that with the food's health value. With every food we put in our cart, we are balancing those two values. Sometimes we may choose to pay slightly more for a healthier item, and sometimes the lower cost item will be the most nutrient rich. Here's an example. We could save 20 cents a pound always using regular potatoes versus sweet potatoes, but we wouldn't get the same health benefits. This bright orange color is a clue to its higher nutrient value. But don't discount white potatoes. They're a good source of potassium and other nutrients. One of the best things you can do for your health is simple. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Most people don't get nearly enough. Instead of the recommended 9 servings a day, most people get less than 3. There's even a national campaign called More Matters. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Why are they so important? The color is a clue. Red, orange, yellow, white, green, purple, blue. Especially emphasize green and orange, but all colors are important. Each color, fruit or vegetable, has different powerful and protective nutrients called phytonutrients. Why is this simple message, to include as many different colors as possible, so powerful to our health? Phytonutrients are like the fruit's immune system. When we eat them, they work in several ways to help protect us from getting diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. They're also full of fiber, which helps lower cholesterol, and they're rich in vitamins and minerals like potassium, which helps lower your blood pressure. Of course, the fresher they are, the better. Whether you harvest them from pots on your deck, your backyard, a community garden, the local farmer's market, or right here at the supermarket, wherever you get them, for your health's sake, they are likely the most important item on your shopping trip. A great health fact about vegetables is that they're very low in calories. You can serve your children a plate of fresh veggies and a light dip for very few calories, compared to a high-calorie, low-nutrient snack food like a candy bar or chips. They are very good at putting on extra pounds, but they don't have any health advantages. So for the sake of your health, figure out ways to eat veggies as well as fruits all through the day, meals and snacks. Fill half your dinner plate with fruits and veggies. You can have fun with your children looking for different colors in the market and helping them find different colors on their plates at home. For saving time and money, feel good about using frozen. Stir-fry vegetable blends, peas, corn, spinach, they're usually flash frozen at the peak of ripeness, and you can use as much as you want and reseal for the freezer. Add them to soups, stews, stir-fries, or as a side. Steam or microwave. Generally speaking, the larger the container, the less expensive the price. However, you want to make sure to check the unit price to see if you're getting a good deal. For example, this smaller bag of corn is almost 10 cents an ounce. This larger size bag of corn is only 7 cents an ounce. In this case, getting the larger bag would be a better deal. Here's one of those times you can reduce your food costs and increase nutrient richness at the same time by replacing half the meat in your meal with veggies. There are many ways to add flavor and deliciousness. Use plenty of sauteed garlic and onions, lemon juice, flavored vinegars, or herbs to flavor your veggies. They're all high in nutrients and low in calories. You could also try a drizzle of olive oil, which has more calories but is a very healthy fat. Another tip would be adding fruit to your salads. Breakfast is a great time to include fruit. Whole wheat toast with peanut butter and banana and a glass of milk, or try a sliced orange with boiled egg and toast. For a snack, try grabbing a piece of fruit like an apple or a pear and part-skimmed string cheese. Maximize veggies at lunch by adding plenty of veggie extras to your sandwich, like avocados, shredded carrots, tomatoes, lettuce, and cucumbers. And of course, adding extra veggies to your salads. For an after-school snack, veggies and low-fat ranch dip are a good choice. Think of dinner as a time to really highlight veggies. Add them to practically anything. We're hearing a lot about the importance of eating whole grains for our health. Grains like corn, oats, rice, wheat, quinoa, and barley. What makes a grain a whole grain? Let's start with wheat. How do you know if a product is made with whole grains? Look for the very first item on the ingredients label. You want to see the words whole or 100% whole, wheat or rice or oats. This rule applies to all pastas and crackers and cereal. We can't just look for a brown color, since often it's the added molasses or caramel coloring that make the bread brown. Why are whole grains better for your health? The whole kernel has the nutrients that lower risk of heart disease, lower cholesterol, aid in blood sugar control, and help manage weight. Whole grain foods are also rich in disease-fighting phytonutrients, like those found in fruits and vegetables. You can find good deals on day-old bread with greatly reduced prices. Use unit prices to compare the costs of all whole grain products, including cereals and crackers. Look for store brands for the best prices. The best deal around for both nutrient richness and low cost is hot cereal, and oatmeal is the star of the shelf. A big canister of old-fashioned oats is the least expensive oatmeal, 8 cents an ounce versus 15 cents an ounce for instant. It's quick cooking, and again, here's a great opportunity to add more fruit to your day, either fresh or dried, like freshly chopped apples, or dried fruits like raisins. Also, try adding cinnamon for even more flavor. White rice is one of the cheapest foods at the market, but it lacks the health-promoting benefits of brown rice. This is one of those times where you're going to have to make a value judgment. What's more important to you when you're looking at the rice? The health benefits you get from brown rice, or the money benefits you get from white rice? A great idea to get more whole grains into your dinners and save time is to cook a big batch of brown rice or other whole grain, then freeze part and store enough for 2 to 3 meals during the week. You can make a pan-fried rice with veggie dish, chicken strips, throw some in casseroles, or there's always the standby side dish, the New Orleans classic, red beans and rice, either vegetarian or with a small amount of chopped lean pork, affordable and nutrient-rich. Stocking a healthy pantry means you're always 30 minutes away from a healthy home-cooked meal. This will help you avoid last-minute shopping trips or relying on fast food or takeout or delivery, which can be more expensive in the end. So what should you keep in your pantry? Canned fruit, dried fruit, tomato sauce, canned low-sodium tomatoes, canned vegetables, chicken broth or vegetable broth and bouillon, oatmeal, brown rice, dried beans, canned beans, peanut butter, spaghetti sauce, canned tuna, canned chicken, canned salmon, whole wheat pastas, and frozen vegetables. The United States Dietary Guidelines recommends that everyone over age 2 uses 1% or skim milk. They have the same amount of nutrients like calcium and vitamin D as the higher fat versions, and they are far lower in calories for those who don't need extra pounds. If you switch from using half a cup of whole milk in your cereal to half a cup of skim milk, you could save 300 calories a week. Here we are in the cheese section, and we're going to be looking at all the different kinds of cheeses here, the shredded and the block cheese. Cheese is a high-fat, high-calorie food, but is great for flavor and is usually a family favorite. So use small amounts of the stronger flavored cheeses, like sharp cheddar or Parmesan. If you want a milder flavor, try 2% or part skim cheeses. The shredded cheeses may be the same price as block cheeses and save you time at home. Check the unit price to compare. We're going to have 2 of our great shoppers, mother with an infant baby, help us select some cheeses that they normally eat at home, and then we're going to talk about some healthy options. So if you would please go up and just choose a cheese that you normally get at home. All right, so let's look at our selections. Can you tell me what you have?
I have the Kroger brand Havarti cheese and the Kroger brand mozzarella sliced cheese.
Okay. So great options for a cheese like a mozzarella, which is a little bit of a milder flavor, would be these part skim choices. That would be great. Okay. And then what do you have over here?
I have Parmesan,
Okay.
shredded cheese.
Okay. So the great thing about Parmesan is it has a really strong flavor. It has that kind of nutty flavor, so you don't need to use as much of it. So when we look at these fuller fat cheeses like the Parmesan or like a sharp cheddar, those are great cheeses to use for flavoring and just trying to use less. And then when you want to use some more cheese, going to those part skim is a great option. Okay. When it comes to spreads, the most important thing for your health is to look for 0 grams of trans fat. Also, compare the saturated fats among products and choose the one with the least amount. We're going to start by looking at margarines and butters and spreads and sprays, and we're going to see what some of the healthier options are and what you normally choose, and we're going to compare and see what the best options are. So if you could just start by grabbing the one you normally use. Can you tell me how many grams of saturated fat there are?
There's 2 grams, 10%.
Thank you. Okay, and what about trans fat? Do you see that anywhere?
0 grams trans fat.
Perfect, thank you. All right, and now we're gonna go over here. And can you read how much saturated fat's in there?
This is 2.5.
Okay.
13%.
And any trans fat on there?
0, none.
0. Okay, so in terms of, they both have 0 grams of trans fat, which we want to see. We don't want any trans fat. And then in terms of saturated fat, the thing we're gonna look at next, this one has less. So this would be a better option. Okay. Eggs are a great low-cost source of protein that can substitute for more expensive meat, and that can be used for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Fill an omelet with sautéed vegetables like tomatoes, broccoli, peppers, onions, or mushrooms. For added flavor, sprinkle some of that reduced fat shredded cheese on top. Here are some tips on how to be a savvy shopper. Marketing is aimed at the eye-level shelf, the end of the aisles, and the circular. Look above and below your item to see if there's a better deal nearby. Compare name brands with store brands. They're always a better deal. Use your criteria. Does this meet my budget and build my health? Compare unit prices to find good deals. The most prominently displayed foods in the market aren't always the cheapest. Try making a shopping list to speed up shopping time and prevent impulse purchases. The longer you wander around the market, the more likely you are to buy unintended items that likely are not on your budget and not the healthiest. Meat is an excellent source of protein, but it's also high in fat, and it can be the most expensive item in your cart. So when we think about buying ground beef or ground turkey or ground chicken, we want to think about how lean it can be and still be able to get a lot of flavor. So we're going to take a look and see what people have bought here and how we can make some healthy choices. What do you normally buy?
I usually buy turkey.
Okay.
That's my attempt in trying to eat better. So I try to get that, and I try to buy it when it's on sale because it can be pricey.
Okay. Well, ground turkey is an excellent choice, and it looks here like you got the extra lean ground breast, and that's perfect. There's dark meat turkey and there's white meat turkey, and the white meat is the leaner kind. So that's the right choice right there for a lean cut. And then you can even see 99% fat free, and there's not a lot of white in there. Like you'll see a lot of white in the higher fat. That's the fat. And what about you?
I like to get the 93% lean ground beef. And I also like to have a low cost to look for the store brand ground beef.
That is also a great choice. And like with the turkey here, you don't see a lot of the white, which is the fat. You can see 93% and the 7%. So that's an excellent choice. It has a lower fat content. And what about you?
I use the ground round here. And I also use turkey. I primarily use the ground round. I really like the leanness of it for my children.
Well, one thing you could do if you were interested in going to a leaner version like the 93.7 is you could use some olive oil as your oil, which has really good fat in it, healthy fat. So if you're concerned about adding extra fat, that might be a way to go.
Okay.
And again, the white meat turkey is a good choice. And another thing I want to talk about is cost, because the higher fat ones are less expensive than the lower fat ones. So one way that you can reduce the amount of meat you're eating and reduce the amount of saturated fat and stretch your budget is to use extra veggies or extra rice or extra beans and use less meat. And then you can just save that meat, put it in your freezer, put it in a Ziploc bag, and use it at the next meal and stretch it that way. So that can be good for your budget and your health, and still taste it.
Right.
So what do you normally make with it?
I make chili, I make spaghetti, I do lasagna, I do ravioli.
Okay.
Lots of different things.
Okay.
I have lots of different choices I can make with it.
Do you feel like in any of those recipes there's room to sneak in some more vegetables?
Definitely, like in the chili or like tacos that I do. Definitely, and also in my lasagna, I can do my veggie and the lasagna as well. So I can add it to a lot of different things and have a lot of different options.
Okay. And does your family like beans at all?
They do. I'm not a big bean eater, but my family definitely likes beans. So.
Okay, so maybe that could be something you gradually add in. Sometimes it needs to be gradual.
Exactly, especially with chili. Well, I love chili, so that's not a problem, but I can gradually add in other beans as my option as well.
Yeah, and they're pretty much, dried beans especially, are the cheapest thing you can buy in the supermarket for the most part.
Okay.
And it takes a little more work because you have to soak them overnight.
Right.
And then you can just make a big batch, save them, and put them in anything during the week.
Oh, okay.
They're a great cost saver.
Okay.
And again, the stretching the meat that you buy.
Yeah, especially when I have growing kids. A lot of growing kids, it makes it a lot better when you can stretch it out and cost effective too.
There are so many different types of fish in the supermarket, fresh, frozen, and canned. And eating just 1 to 2 servings of fish a week can reduce your risk of dying from a heart attack by 1/3 or more. Certain fish like salmon and sardines are high in omega-3 fatty acids that help keep your blood vessels healthy. Adults should have at least 2 servings of omega-3 rich fatty fish a week, and a serving of fish looks like a deck of cards when you're talking about a thicker cut of fish like a salmon. So here you can see 1 deck of cards would be 1 serving. And when you're looking at thinner cuts of fish like these tilapia fillets, 1 serving is about the size of a checkbook. Pregnant women, those planning to become pregnant, breastfeeding moms, and kids under 12 should have around 4 servings of fish a week, including up to 2 servings of canned tuna. If you're buying meat, consider buying a whole large chicken instead of individual chicken parts. You can boil it in water for soup and then use the rest of the meat during the week for other dishes like chicken casserole or chicken and rice dish or stew or even a chicken chili. It's cheaper and it'll help you stretch the meat into more meals. Meat is one of the costliest items in your cart, so first consider more meatless meals. You can save more than $1 a serving by swapping beans for part or half of the ground beef in a dish, especially since the best ground beef that's heart healthy is the 93% fat-free and is a higher cost. Try using less meat and more grains, veggies, and beans in any dish to stretch your dollars farther and to build your health too. Dried beans are the top cost saver, one of the least expensive, most versatile, high protein items in the grocery store. Make a big batch and freeze some for later, and check out the DVD link, How to Cook Beans for Cooking Recipes and Tips. Rinsing canned beans really well under cold running water will help reduce the sodium. Donna was saying that she used to make brown beans in a big batch, right? And then she would just use them all throughout the week and make them into different things every day. So it'd be chili dogs and chili and
chili dogs. Then we would have beans by themselves the first night, and then we would have nachos. On Fridays.
Nachos, beans by themselves, and all just from a big bag of dried beans. Most of the sodium in your diet doesn't come from the salt shaker. It comes from processed foods like frozen meals, cured meats, canned foods, and salty snacks. For some people, a high sodium diet can lead to high blood pressure, which is a risk factor for heart disease and stroke. Most of us get over twice the recommended amount of sodium. Try to cut back by using whole foods that haven't already been pre-cooked, packaged, or seasoned. If you're concerned about the flavor of low sodium foods, try cutting it back slowly and let your taste buds adjust. And as always, you can add great flavor with herbs, spices, garlic, and citrus fruits. These staples are your backup plan for quick, healthy meals. You can have pasta and sauce with added frozen veggies. You can have salmon patties, a tuna casserole, or a chicken casserole or chicken salad, a bean and macaroni stew with tomatoes. You can have a fruit salad and add a fresh apple or banana if you have it. Most people have comfort foods that are not healthy but can still be part of a balanced diet. This means that most of what goes in your cart is healthy. As a savvy shopper, you will create this balance for yourself, but it's also important to be fully informed about your decisions before you make them. Sugary beverages like soda, Kool-Aid, and sweetened tea are loaded with calories and have no nutrient value. The same is true for baked items like cookies and other packaged desserts that are high in fat, saturated fat, trans fat, sodium, and calories. These foods contribute to unneeded weight gain and to complications like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and cancer. Now that we've learned more savvy shopping skills to prepare foods at home, you can look forward to a focus on the family meal. This is a very special time when families can come together and enjoy sharing good food. Research shows that children who have these kinds of meals are more likely to get better grades and are less likely to be overweight, smoke, drink, or take drugs. So summing up, next time you visit the market, focus on fruits and vegetables, look for 100% whole grain products, try low-fat dairy, and remember your pantry. What have you used? What do you need? Try taking a shopping list with you to help you remember. And finally, be a savvy shopper. Look for good deals on healthy foods that are nutrient rich. Healthy shopping!